Hello, World of Tank Blitzers. It's Littlefinger. Today I'm doing a full tank review on the T21. This is an American Tier 6 light tank. You can see it here in the garage. And I would say, categorizing this tank, it is underrated. And here's why. I'll pull up my stats in this, and you can see here that I have played 336 games in the VK 2801, which we all know is the go-to tank for a light tank at this tier. I've played 117 games, so much smaller sample size. But if you look at it, my win 8 is actually higher in the T21. My win rate there is just fractionally different in percentage points. Yet I don't feel as comfortable playing this tank. It's just, to me, the American line, everything's just average. Nothing stands out as being particularly great about the tank, but it does everything average or better than average. There's no real weak spots. So let's take a quick look at the tech tree. We're at the top here on the T21. We introduced the T71 next, which comes with an auto loader. This is a difficult tank to play. To me, it's a little underpowered in the gun. But then we step up to the T69, continue that auto loader all the way through to Tier 7. Right now, the T54E1 is one of my favorite tanks to play. The damage you can put out in this tank is off the chart, and as you can see, I've unlocked the T57, hoping that it goes on sale here in July, around July 4th, and I can get it for a little bit less than that 5.8 million in credits. Back to the T21, you can see here it comes with 3 options of guns. Again, average, nothing really stands out about the gun in my opinion. Consumables, running repair kit, multi-purpose, and adrenaline. Provisions, running standard fuel, protective kit, and case of cola. Ammunition, running a lot of APCR. Don't really need 19 rounds, but you will need some in this. And of course, guys, remember to buy your premium ammo with credits, not gold. Moving on to equipment, now that Wargaming has taken away spare parts and you can just buy these straight up, no timer. Thank you so much, Wargaming. Really appreciate it. Here is how I have the tank laid out. Running calibrated shells. We're going to get the penetration numbers up a little bit. You've already got a good rate of fire, so let's just get that penetration up a little bit more. I'm running defense system. Improved optics, going to get that view range all the way up to 286. I am running the enhanced gun lane drive. Really haven't tried out too much with the supercharge, but our shell velocity is a little low, so it could help out there. But to me, I want to get that aim time down. To me, that's more critical. With a light tank, I'm up close, typically not sniping from far away. At least that's my play style. If your play style is to snipe, then perhaps consider the supercharge. Now you can see I have skipped over the enhanced armor or the improved assembly, just because I really don't feel the need to spend money on the bottom row here. But if I did, it'd kind of be a toss-up. I'd probably go with the extra 55 hit points, because your armor's not really that special. I'm going with the engine accelerator. It's going to give us a little bit of benefit to all those areas, as opposed to just the traverse speed. So engine accelerator there. Now, if you do go down into that third row, the biggest choice here is your vertical stabilizer or your refined gun. And again, this really depends on your play style. For me, I would go with the vertical stabilizer because I'm in close, I'm moving, I'm not slowing down, and I want more accuracy on the move. But again, if you are sniping, you probably want to go with the refined gun. Alright guys, real quick, here is the tank comparison section. T21 up on the left there with the top tier gun, and right next to it is the second tier gun. Not a lot of differences. So you can play with this one for a while. You don't have to necessarily jump straight to the top tier gun. I've got the VK2801, the main comparison, T37, AMX12T, and MT25. You can see outside of that MT25 with the auto loader, our damage per minute is going to be tops on the tier. Obviously, that is offset by the fact that our penetration is much lower. That's why we're running calibrated shells. Get that penetration number up a little bit. Also, looking at shell velocity here, you can see 792 versus some of these that are over 1,000. Again, that's going to hurt you if you're trying to snipe in this tank, but outside of that, if you're up close and personal, not really going to see that in the game. Aim time 1.72 is best in class there. Dispersion, we could do a little bit better. Again, that's why we would want to run like a refined gun or something and get that dispersion down. Obviously, an American tank, one of the benefits is our nice gun depression, -10 degrees. Certainly better than the VK2801 with only 6 or the AMX12T with 4. So use that to your advantage. You can play this tank on hills very nicely. Speed, not a lot of difference, but we are the slowest of the lights here at only 60 kilometers per hour. And that is also detrimental in the sense that our terrain resistance is 1, whereas you look at these other lights, they're at point A. So they're getting a much higher effective horsepower to ton. You're going to feel that in how this tank drives. It is sluggish as a light tank, in my opinion, which is why you never want to slow down in this thing. You want to always keep moving. Here's just some other tanks, and you can see here everything's green on the Blitzstar's 90-day averages for these other tanks, meaning that our tank does not perform as well in game, which is again why I say this tank is underrated. Alright, so I'm going to start off the first game here on Dead Rail as bottom tier, and the Edelweiss calls left, so we're going to head up here cautiously. Again, we are bottom tier, and want to make sure, one of the things obviously with a light tank is scout duty. I scale that back a little bit when I am bottom tier. And so what you'll see in this game is that I stay close to hard cover as much as possible. We've got this Panther M10 right here. He has pushed through the middle. So we're going to trade shots there, but we'll get a track in on him. And reload and finish him off fairly quickly there. And so I'm seeing this MT25, and like I said, keep in mind this tank, obviously with the 10 degrees of gun depression, there's no need to go up any further than that, and it works out here in a second. As you can see here, there's the SU-152. Now, had I been all the way up that hill, there's a good chance HE roll from that 152 would have finished me off there. So, again, you got to play a little bit cautiously in these light tanks whenever possible. And you can see I'm just using my gun depression and these rocks to make sure that I can shoot and then get into hard cover. So I'm seeing that this SU is moving around, so I can just peek up there and take a shot and then back down. He continues to turn, so that's kind of a sharp angle, and that shot bounces. Now I'm aiming for the track here, and I miss. Luckily, I get bailed out. 2 tanks left. Not sure where that hit, not to penetrate. But that's one of the things you'll notice with this tank, that shooting at a moving pace or slightly, slow pace, dispersion's pretty bad. So we've got the advantage over a heavy tank here in our mobility, but he gets finished off. So we can come in close and circle him, and it's going to be difficult for him to get turned and focus on us. Luckily, there was other tanks there that he was focusing on, and you can see even as bottom tier, we quickly racked up 1945 in damage. 1 kill. "13 shots landed, 1 bounced." Again, Lost Temple, bottom tier. Just looking at the makeup here, we've got 4 heavies. They've got 3. They've got 3 lights and a TD. And I want to go to the temple, and that's what the call turns out to be there by the Kuro. So just trying to get everyone else on board that we're driving to base A. And away we go. We're going to speed it up here just so we can get to the temple. And what I'm trying to do here is just make a beeline to the temple and get up these steps and get some spots in. You can see there comes 3, and I think we end up with 6 or 7 spots in this game. We do miss that first shot, unfortunately, but again, with this tank on the move, you will miss shots. It's just the nature of the gun. And then against heavies, you will have some difficulty with penetration. Shooting a little bit too far forward there on the KV2, get his gun mantlet. This time we'll aim a little bit further back. Want to get the KV2 out, obviously, big gun. Gets shot there and blows out my turret, so we have to repair that. Again, just trying to keep the guys on the other side of the temple honest, and just looking back and forth, trying to prevent any sort of push. With us having more heavies, and you can see all those guys lined up on the mini-map, you know, I've got support behind me, which sometimes doesn't happen. And this KV2 is just pushing out way too far. Now you saw I traded shots with the M6 just a while ago. Obviously that's definitely not a good idea. He's doing over 200 damage. I'm doing 160 damage. Again, another shot on the move misses. And we're just trying to keep everybody spotted up, going back and forth here. I did switch over to APCR to get a shot in on that M6 as he was angled up. And you can see we're dwindling down their hit points. All of their tanks have taken damage. And we'll get a shot into T21. So we've taken out 3 tanks at this point in time. So for whatever reason, this SU decides he's going to rush on out, take a shot, and hit the wall. Unfortunately missed that shot. I was hoping to get on top of him, but we end up just ramming him. Down to 2 tanks now. So we will circle around, and you'll see on the move there, missed that shot into the side, was hoping to get in the back. And here's one of the things I do like to do. When I think the guy's about to shoot, I will just back up, and you can see here I missed that shot. And we didn't get any kills in this game, but used my speed and view range as a scout. Was good for level 2. We ended up doing the most damage on the team, surprisingly enough, and you can see there were quite a few bounces, 4 bounces, but we did spot up 6 of their 7 guys. So last game I'm going to show as bottom tier. Unfortunately, this game doesn't have audio with it, so you're just going to have to listen to me instead. We've got more of a medium light makeup. The other team has quite a few heavies, and so it makes sense for us to push A. But since A is out in the field there is no reason to get yourself in trouble. Again, trying to keep in hard cover wherever it's possible. That first shot on the Kuro bounce, I believe it was a Kuro, but that second one goes in. Pretty low probability shot, aiming for a hatch on a moving Kuro there. But again, just trying to stay in cover. And I'm noticing that it looks like they've pushed C. They've already capped C. Our team's done a good job in getting B. And you can see this Dracula, he does a great job in this game. And he has circled the SU, took a big shot from that KV-1S. But now the KVA-1S is going to pay the price because he's got a Dracula one-on-one. And I'm going to come in here just to help out. Not that this Dracula probably needed any help, as he is doing a good job just circling and tracking. But we'll make this job a little quicker so that we can get back to helping our team. Now, right now it looks pretty good. Tanks are even. We've got 2 bases. They're starting to cap B base. We're defending. There was a tank there, and so I didn't push around the corner, and I see the ARL moving, and we get the back of him and bounce, unfortunately. Shot into the back of the IS. We catch it on fire. Always nice to do a nice 330-ish roll. That shot there was a little bit lower than what I had aimed at, so we get a bounce. We do get one more into it, and things are starting to turn here. It's now 4-on-2, and I'm kind of in trouble. This is a lucky shot into that bottom plate of the ARL. We take 3 shots there as I'm just trying to get into cover. I don't want to be in the middle of the map. And this is when the MT comes at us. We do get one nice shot in there. And going to be a little cautious here. I could have taken a shot, but I thought it was a little bit too risky. So we'll get him again, and then we're going to back up. And you'll see here, he's going to unload a full clip into us for 380 damage, leaving us with 40-something hit points. And again, though, he's on a long reload with that autoloader, so we're able to finish him off. Dracula's done a good job. And now it's just this IS. Shot into the side cheek there, and the IS misses his shot, and the KV comes in and gets an ammo rack 375 for the victory. So really it was a 2-on-7 battle. You'll see here we get the mastery badge, 2257 in damage. Dracula does 2523. Not much else in the way of help from our guys. So I thought that was a kind of fun game to play and a good game to show you. Alright guys, here we are, top tier Mayan ruins, and just looking at the makeups here of the team. So we've got 3 heavies there, a medium, TD, and 2 light tanks. So I am trying to work my way to the middle of the map because I know our heavies are going to push the heavy line. But looking at their makeup, I'm thinking they are going to the right and middle from their respective sides. And so basically what I'm doing here is I'm pushing up to the middle, and I'm using my gun depression on this hill and this bush for cover. And you can see here getting a couple shots into the T-34, and after I take my shot I back down the hill. Now we've got a KV-1 coming here, horrible gun depression, so we get a shot into the front plate. Now I know this guy is not going to want to turn around, and he's just going to come for me. So he's up high, we will go low and get him out of the picture. Unfortunately, aim to the left a little bit too far. Take a good bit of damage there from both of us, ramming him. Another shot into the back there. One more, we should be able to finish him off. And oh, here comes KV. You know, we've already finished off a full health tank. I was hoping to shoot the track there and keep him pinned. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to come over, and sure enough, there he goes. Drops down, breaks his track, can't move. Unfortunate that we missed that shot, but you know, we're gonna reload and kill him before he even gets a shot off. Yeah, not the most stellar of play there. Just this VK left. We get a nice shot there on the move, and we're gonna shoot and catch him on fire and get our 3rd kill. So really quick game, but kind of fun, and that's why I like the lights and the fast medium tanks. You know, it's just a fun play style to me. So 15-17 in damage, 3 kills in a game that lasted not much more than a couple minutes there. So one last game to end, just so you see that not every game's a winner for me, but False Creek here, top tier supremacy game, and we've got a lot of lights, mediums here, so gonna push A hard, get it capped, and hopefully circle around and flank the enemy team with their 3 TDs that I can't imagine would be coming this way. So step 1 completed. They're all spotted up there on the bridge. Got this toaster, so we'll switch over to HE and get a shot in and get spotted for it. So now my idea of a quick flank is taken out a little bit. Just hoping that I would drop off the radar there, and might have spent a little bit too much time, because you can see they're pushing and taking out our guys. So we're gonna move in here. Just got one guy behind me for support. It's always good to look at the mini map and see where your teammates are. Finish off the toaster on a full run there, and T14 trade shots there. Never a good idea. Probably should have stayed a little bit closer to that rock. Got overexposed. You know, this tank and some of these bounces start to really irritate you. There's a track shot. If both of those go in, this may have been a different game, because at the end you'll see I spend a lot of time finishing off the T14. He gets around the building, and I was hoping that and there's a shot on the move. A little bit frustrating that we missed that one, but Grimm's up here in his Crom B, and you can see here he makes a run for it, and he's going after our SU, so we want to finish him off and keep our SU in the game. So we've protected our SU, but he's kind of surrounded. Shot on the T14 on the move here, and we just want to get over this hill and get into some cover. And now it's just 3-on-1. Long shot there on the Kuro. We finish him off, hoping we can make a run for it around these rocks. And basically, when you get into a situation where you're outnumbered, you want to split the other tanks up. Let them use their aggression and coming after you as the mistake. So we get a shot into T14. He misses his shot, so we can reload. But it's a little bit too late because the Sentinel has caught up to us and got his first shot in. If we could have bounced that one, we might have been able to get around him. But we end up with 3 kills, 1893 in damage. You know, and just a team that didn't support. So anyway, guys, hope you learned a few things about this tank. American characteristics where everything's just average or slightly above average. Good gun depression. You are going to pump out a good bit of damage if you can make sure that you're penetrating all of your shots. Play it like I do. Play it aggressive. Use it for spotting and circling of death, and you should have a fun time in it. So anyway, guys, have fun out there. Stay safe, and remember, this is just a game. As always, get educated, not fingered. Littlefinger out.